These are your champions! Okay, so the big day has finally arrived. It is the Champions League final between Inter Milan and PSG, and I, for one, cannot wait. It's actually going to be tomorrow at 2 a.m. my time because I live here in Bangkok, so it's actually going to be on Sunday. But if you're watching this video, the chances are it's going to be on Saturday. So in this video, I just want to give you my thoughts and my predictions on what's going to happen in this game. Now, I firmly believe that this final is being contested between two deserving teams. We also saw how Inter dispatched Barcelona 7-6 on aggregate, in which is arguably the greatest semi-final of all time in the Champions League. And of course, we also saw PSG defeat Arsenal over 2 legs. And both teams have actually played some really good football over the Champions League season. PSG have actually been very, very entertaining to watch. And to be honest with you, I never really saw any of PSG's games until the second round of the Champions League because I really didn't watch the group phase that much. I hardly ever watched the French league because I think it's very one-dimensional. And I started to see PSG play, and I realized that, hold on a second, you know, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, all these guys, this is a very, very attacking team. And Donnarumma has also had a fantastic season at the back. So I was pleasantly surprised to see just how well PSG actually played. Now, Inter, me being a Milan fan, of course, I know a lot about Inter Milan. Right now, in my humble opinion, the best team in Italy. I know Napoli just won the Serie A title, but man for man, overall, I think that Inter are the best team in Italy, and they've gotten to the final by being very strong defensively, although we do know that Barcelona scored 6 goals against them in the semi-finals. But other than that, they've been very, very solid at the back. So I think we're going to have a very, very interesting game. I don't think it's going to be cagey because PSG, from what I've seen, they only know how to play one way, which is to attack. Now, Inter are a bit more flexible. They can play defensively, and they can also be very offensive. But the chances are, I think PSG are going to do most of the dominating. They're going to have the lion's share of the ball, of the possession, and they'll do most of the attacking, kind of like what we saw between Barcelona and Inter. Now, my quick predictions, I think this game is going to end in 90 minutes. I don't think we're going to go into extra time or penalties. And ultimately, I believe that Inter will defeat PSG by 2-1. That's my prediction, and the only reason why I'm going this way is because Simone Inzaghi, the manager for Inter Milan, he has proven to be a very savvy manager, the typical Italian manager who is very, very, very tactical. And if you remember 2 seasons ago when they played against Man City in the final, Man City then were easily the best team in Europe. There was no argument whatsoever. And even with Man City being that good, that was like peak Man City, Inter still gave them a very, very good fight and could easily have won that game as well. So when it comes to tactics, strategy, I think that Simone Inzaghi is one of the very, very best. I think he's incredibly underrated. And I just think that Inter overall have a bit more flexibility. If they can defend, they can also attack. PSG aren't exactly the best team defensively. So I think what we saw between Inter and Barcelona, we're going to have something very, very similar. I don't expect it to be as high scoring of a game in either legs, but I just think that Inter being a bit more flexible overall, I think that they will get the win at the end of the day and they will win the game by 2-1. So let me know what your thoughts and predictions are. Personally, I think it's going to be a fascinating game. I cannot wait. I'm obviously going to be watching as a neutral, even though I am an AC Milan fan. I don't necessarily want Inter to lose. If anything, I might actually support them because I believe that if Inter wins the Champions League, that might actually give the AC Milan management something to push them to, you know, set the fire in their bellies to make them a bit more ambitious, seeing their city rivals winning Champions League trophies. So that's it for today's video. I will see you tomorrow when I talk about the game. Cheers.